Hello everyone, welcome back to Rebel Brick on our weekly role-playing game is our Star Wars role-playing game. This would be episode 6 of New Dawn. Been kind of a busy week for me, kind of a crazy week, so I don't have a lot prepared, but we will continue on. If you remember last week, we kind of had a little kind of incident that they ran into, thinking that there's some sort of human trafficking going on, which was later on discovered to just be prisoners. So, moving on with that, we have gone back to where we, typically pick up our convoys, and we're kind of moving our convoys back and forth. This is their typical job, and it's all the crazy things that go on in between that we learn what else is going on in the galaxy. For anyone that is not very familiar with this, I will do just a real brief kind of summary of what's been going on. We started off with Dark Horizons, and in the process of Dark Horizons, our characters almost died off a couple times. They were imprisoned, and during the imprisonment, the Jedi Order, led by Luke Skywalker, seeing that this is roughly about 46 years after the Battle of Yavin. So, the Jedi Order are, and I can't remember the name of the planet, they're not on Coruscant, they are actually on a different planet. They try to help both the New Republic as well as the Galactic Empire. The New Republic and the Galactic Empire have actually become friends. There is a push to get, and I'm trying to remember after the last book, I think that the Galactic Republic, or the Empire and the New Republic have kind of joined together loosely. They both have their separate areas. Really, it's a slight change in how laws are done. The Galactic Empire at this point have a more structured set of laws and a more structured way of doing things, where the New Republic is a little looser on the laws, and there's a lot more gray area, and depending on who you are and how you like to live, that is really the big difference between the two of them at this point. But with that being said, we, as a group, this is now the New Dawn version, because we have been freed from prison from the Jedi Order. We are actually on an Imperial light transport or whatever. I want to say it's an Imperial transport. It can actually carry 4 fighters underneath, and these are our fighters. So I have not gotten any extra. I was hoping to order some, but with the silliness and craziness of the world, I wasn't able to, and then my mind was in a whole different place this week. So, to denote what is what, we have 2 standard TIE fighters and 2 A-wings. So we have a crew that is kind of mixed. It is more Imperial, but it also has some New Republic troops. And with that being there, we have Marsha and Mandrell. These are our main characters. We had a droid when we very first started, but he did not make it past the first gunfight. And we are part of the crew for our transport, and we are running protection in convoys. There's a lot of pirates in the area. In the aftermath of the Dark Horizon, there was a group called Venom, and the Jedi having squashed that, we are now actually kind of dealing with small little splinter groups that have formed since then, and they're just more or less pirate gangs at this point going forward. So we're dealing with pirates out there trying to loot. So as a compromise to help ferry transportation back and forth, because you have some worlds on one side that have some mining contracts or other, they make whatever's, whether it's food or some other product or whatever. They just want to have some convoys going back and forth to help keep everybody safe. So that is what we are a part of. Doesn't mean that we can't get some leave from time to time to help take care of other things or whatever. But this is where we are. So, starting off with episode 6, it is us. We are all on board. We have our convoy ready. We are ready to start jumping out. This is using the West End game system. So let me pull out my dice because I kind of put them away. Actually, I'll tell you what. Let me grab one of these. Boy, these are brand new. I still had the price tag sticker right on top. Okay. So some nice yellow dice here so you can see what we all have. And then I need a wild die. So I need one other colored die. So I will grab one odd die, and that will be our metal die. Nice and solid here. Okay. So as we start off, let me grab these out of here because we're all going to be docked on there. I'll keep my dice here so we can all see what the dice are. I try to roll them so that way everybody can see them. Let me get Marshall and Mandrell out of there. We don't need them at the moment, seeing that we're all inside of our ships. So we have three jumps to get to our destination today. So we will see how everybody does. So we typically have, I believe, 5 dice to roll. So we will roll our 5 dice, see how we work out. Oh, that is a very nice roll. We needed a 10 or better. Everybody needs a 10 or better to do our astrogation jump to make it to our first stop. We have 3 stops, so this is our first. So we make it, let's see, these ships have a 4D for their piloting. That's been our standard here, so that's what we will continue doing. And oh my goodness, so this one is our lost duck here. They didn't make it. And our second one, I think we used up all the luck on our first roll. Oh, okay, so here, so you can see all this. So we got a 6, there's a 12. This is our wild die, so I could roll that again if I needed to. But we have another 5. So that's a 17, so that ship makes it, and then they have, however, it's just there as ships. Just whatever ships I throw out for the day for something there. So at this point, now we're going to have to do a little bit of search for them. Typically we use our droid that's on our ship. We have a KDY-4 tech droid, and we will use his search. So he's got a 5D for search, so he's going to use a search on the computers here, trying to see if he can't find our lost lamb. And we're looking for a 15. So I got 5, 10, 15 right on the button. So we got him. Now we have to go and jump and get him. So that's our standard piloting. And oh boy. No, we make a 10. Alright. I don't know why I'm putting those two together. We got a 5, there's a 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. So we go and we meet this one. Now this one is actually going to be under attack. So he got pulled out of hyperspace because he's under attack. I put these together last week. These are a little on the small side. These were some kind of like micro fighters or whatever out of a poly bag. These are from The Last Jedi. This is that command shuttle that Kylo Ren had or whatever. I like the idea. I like the design. I didn't like how big the wings really went up. So I know when it was available, trying to take a chance at buying it. I didn't buy it because, when you look at how tall those wings are, and they did fold down, but it just seemed like it was a little out there. So I never picked it up. I like the Lambda shuttles and stuff like that. Yeah, they're taller wings, but you still have that center wing or whatever that it kind of met up with, so it really wasn't any higher than that. This just seems like obnoxiously large. So these are going to be our fighters today. So we're going to be out here. Now, last time we went and we searched, we left a couple of our fighters to help protect the other ships. So let's see. We're going to follow that same procedure. If I get a 1, 2, and a 3, we'll have our TIE fighters. If I get a 4, 5, and 6, we'll have our A-wings. So, and we get a 1. So that means we have our TIE fighters with us. So that's going to be these guys. So they're going to detach from there. So just putting these out here just so we have representation that they're there. All right. Grabbing my paperwork here. We're still going to consider these our kind of run-of-the-mill pirate fighters here. And our TIE fighters is what I've been kind of terming as our clamshell TIE fighters. So let me, for anyone that's new, I do have a Lego version of this. This is actually from Rebels. I really like this design. This is what our TIE fighter would look like. This does have a hyperdrive on it, but the fact that our wings can clamshell in, I think that's a very nice idea. You can fit more of these onto one ship. The only thing is I think it gets more expensive because you have the hyperdrive and all that. Even though that this would be a prototype to the Darth Vader's TIE fighter, the TIE X1. So I'm thinking that they would have like a ×2 hyperdrive or something like that. So not as fast as Darth Vader's. It's a prototype, but you get the idea. So that's what we have. That's what our TIE fighters are going up against these guys. All right, so as our TIEs are launching from our ship, Marsha and Mandrell will take a shot at these guys as these guys are trying to attack them. I'm going to give this ship we have for a little bit of let's call it drama or whatever else, a sense of urgency, I guess. Oh boy, we have 2 rounds before that ship is knocked out of commission. Okay, they're attacking the engines. They're trying to get it to stop so they can get the cargo or maybe drag it somewhere. So we have 2 rounds, and the first round we're not going to even have our TIE fighters out because they're launching, so that doesn't work out very well. Yeah, just trying to think this through to say would that actually seem about right or not or whatever. Yeah, I think about 1 round to actually get them out, because you figure 1 round is like, 5-10 seconds, something like that. The pilots are going to be in there just ready to go on something like this, and then we'll go from there. All right, so our TIEs, as I have our stuff here, let's see, they have a, oops, actually they can't do anything. These guys are attacking them. That's Marsha and Mandrell, and we both have a starship gunnery of, okay, Marsha's got a 5D plus 1, so I have a 5D plus 1. I need to get, seeing that we're in the back, I'm going to see I have to get a 15 for me and Mandrell. Okay, for Marsha and Mandrell, me or whatever. Okay, let's get these dice out of the way. All right, so my wild die was a 1. That takes away a 6. And I got a 6. That gets me 11. 12. I have a plus 1, so that takes me to a 13. Unfortunately, I'm not good enough to hit, so I miss. Now it's Mandrell's turn. He's got 4D plus 1. So hopefully I have a better roll. These dice are a lot lighter because I'm used to rolling my middle dice. Okay, let me kind of do this so I can get the dice out here a little bit better. Okay, so we got 6. I don't think he's going to make it either. Well, maybe. All right, so the 11, 12, 13. Nope, he's got a plus 1, 14. So not quite enough to get it there. Actually, you know what I'm not doing? I have a gunnery. The turrets actually have a gunnery. Okay, I get to roll an extra die. Alright, 4. That would be for his. Now remember, I only had 13, I believe, and I got a 2, so that would be a 15, so that means that we both hit. Alright, I wasn't thinking about the gunnery for there. I'm just thinking about them. Alright, so that means that we are able to shoot them, and as I get everything out here, okay. Get a fan, but it's not really blowing on me. It's warm today, and it's just the morning, so all right, so that's me. We're both going to shoot at this one, whatever it turns out to be. Let's see, we actually have, because I gotta look up on different ships here. Here it is. All right, so our cannons do 4D damage. All right. So let's see, we got a 5, we got an 11, we got a 14 here. So we have 14 damage there, and they start off with 24. They have a shields of +2, so that takes 2 points away. Let me grab a pencil here so I can write this down. All right. Let's see, we have 12 damage on the trailing one. All right. Now it's Mandrell's turrets to see what he does. And ooh, he got her gut. All right. So we have 10, 15, 18, and you minus the 2 for the shields, and this one is gone. So we will take that one out of there. He's gone. And moving on from there, now our TIE fighters should be loose. They only have 1 round left because he's trying to get them. Just kind of how I just decided to randomly throw it out here. Okay, so now we have Mandrell. He has a 4D +1. Actually, he's 5D +1 because there's a fire control. Alright, so we got, oh, sugars. Alright, so my wild die is a 1, so that means I take my 1, my wild die, and my highest die, and I subtract those. And he's only got, let's see, we got 6, 7, and 8. So he obviously misses. I've got an extra die here. Boy, these dice are just loose and they just fall out of my hands. Okay, so I think I get my 15. There's 10, 16, 20, 25. Okay, I definitely think I hit. All right. So with the 2 of us, we get to roll 4D. All right. So Mandrell missed, so it's just me. Still, I've got 12, 17, so I only do 15 points of damage because he's got a +2. So on the second one, the bunny's thumping over there. All right, I got 9 left. All right, 9 hit points to the hull. But now this time we have our TIE fighters that can attack. So they have a gunnery skill of 5D, and they have a 2D for targeting. Oh, the first one definitely tagged them. Okay, so we got 10, 15, 20, 24. Yeah, he definitely tagged them. The second one, I don't think we're going to need them, but okay, so we got 5, 10 here. Here's 15, 21. So they both tagged them. Let's see. They do 5D damage. So let's make sure we got 3, 4, 5. Okay. So there's a 2. I'm going to subtract that 2 because that's their shields right away. So I don't have to worry about thinking on that one. So we got 5. There's our 9. That takes them out. Plus another 3. So that takes us up to 12. So this one's gone. We just barely saved them. We're going to have to send our droid over to try and fix up his ship. So we will sit there, we will dock, we'll send our droid instead of sending our chief mechanic. Or maybe, well, I really don't have stats for our chief mechanic, so we're just sending our droid. Space transports repair, I've got 6D, so we're going to say we need a 20. And he can take multiple rolls because it's just taking the time. Alright, ooh, I think we got her. Because there's a 10 with a 6 on our wild die, so if I need to, I can re-roll it, but there's our 20, there's a 25, so we definitely hit our target. So, our repair droid, our tech droid, which is our second mechanic, the one that seems to be doing all the work because he's the one I got stats for. I really need to sit down this week and try and set this up, but with a crazy week like I've had, we'll see how well we do. Okay, so we get the ship all fixed up. Now we have to try and jump. So he gets 4 dice. He's got to get a 10 or better. So there's 4, there's 10, he's got a 15. So this time he makes it. He gets back to where our other ship was, and then we get 5 dice and we get to see if we make it, because there's always that chance. Yeah, I see 3 5s there, so 3 5s and another 7, so yeah, 15, 22. Yeah, we definitely make it. So now we're all teamed up. Everybody's all set and ready to roll. Now we're going to make our second jump. Let's see here. Oh, 4 dice. 4 dice for these guys. Let me pull our fighters out of the way. Okay, so we needed a 10. He's got a 12. So he makes it. Our next guy. Okay. Here's a 10, so he definitely makes it. Plus 17 or 17 total. So he's good. We have 5 dice. And ooh. We make it. Here's 7, 8, 9, and 10. We got a 14, so we're good. Alright, so that's our second jump. So, so we got 1 bunny, 2 bunnies. I get little bunnies off to the side here. 1 bunny, 2 bunnies. So we got 2. We have to make 1 more jump, and then we'll make it down to our planet. So we'll do this guy first. Okay, we got 9, 10, and 11. He needed a 10. He made it. He's got to get a 10. I see 2 6s, so he's definitely made it. Plus another 5, so that's 17. And we could always re-roll. And then there's us. And, ooh, that doesn't look good. 6 is gone. Here's a 10 yet, so we had 2 5s and a 1 after losing our wild die and a 6. So we make it. So now we make it to the planet. We all land. We kind of sit down, check in with everybody. Everybody's fine. The ship that's damaged. Let's see here. I want to see if something dramatic happens on that lead ship. If it's a 1 or 2, we're gonna have something a little bit more dramatic. If it's higher than that, then no. So we got a 5. So nothing really dramatic here. I was kind of wondering if I was going to have someone maybe get, in the attack, maybe got killed or something from something erupting, but I wanted it kind of low. I mean, it's, these things can happen, right? Okay. So we got that going. We're all good. While we're inspecting the ship and that, again, we hear that same rumor that these guys are from the New Republic and they know what their cargo is, but they think it's just kind of odd and suspicious. And hey, how come we're sending people frozen in carbonite to Imperial space? So our characters, taking it upon themselves after our last adventure, we kind of say, from our understanding, the planet that we're grabbing a lot of the people from, their holding areas or whatever else are not very humane and are not very good. Yes, they're frozen in carbonite. It's not like you need a lot, but there's safety concerns that they would not be able to properly house them. So they're being sent to a Imperial facility where, when we were there last time, we just saw like 2 guards outside. Now we don't know what it looks like on the inside, how much is in there. We did see like a hallway or whatever, but that was it. It just looked more like a warehouse. But on the inside, it could be very well beefed up on security. We have no real idea. So with that kind of line being told to us, and that's what we're kind of parroting back to our fellow travelers, saying, yeah, we kind of heard this, we investigated into it because we didn't think it was right either, and that's what's kind of going on. So we put their minds at ease a little bit with this, but it is starting to raise up extra questions. Is this really what's kind of going on here? Questions that the kind of start really thinking about, and what can we do to maybe really check into this. I guess that's where the big issue's starting to come into. Is there a way for us to really check into this and see what's really going on? So we'll go back to our commander, and we'll tell our commander, say, hey, we had the ship that had been attacked. It's kind of odd that they were singled out, per se, because we really don't know if they were singled out or whatever, because hey, we're in another ship, or what's all going on. But they had the same concern about, because they kind of found out what the cargo was, and they just don't know if it's right or not. And our commander, once again, gives us the same explanation. Says, this is, he understands our confusion and our concern, and again commends us for bringing it up to him and being willing to talk to him, and in good faith between both the New Republic and the Galactic Empire. He's happy that we're bringing concerns, and he wants to see nothing but good relations, because you got to remember, this isn't like during the Galactic Civil War type empire where they're very Jesus, I can't say the word this morning. Where essentially do as I tell you to do. You get the idea. My mind just cannot say the word this morning, and I apologize. So he'll tell us, or he has told us, however you want to put it. Says he's going to send our concern up the chain of command, so that we can hopefully get in and take a look and see what's really going on. Seeing that we're working with the New Republic and trying to make sure that everybody understands, this is all in good faith, and that's just how we are. So just trying to add a little extra into this on this episode. This is going to be a shorter episode because my wife is home this weekend and she's got plans for me, and I'm doing this here this morning, trying to get this done so I know I can have this up for tomorrow. Hopefully I can get through all the things I'm going through in my personal life, and maybe we'll talk about this some other time or whatever. But I'll try and see what we can get going for a little bit better story arc. I do want to expand on this a little bit more. We're going to keep this little line going here. So expect in the next couple episodes that we may be working a little bit on this, and we'll get down to, some of the fears and some of the hopes or whatever. We'll see where we go. And yet, as you see, I'm trying to keep this random. It's not just me trying to tell a complete story. I want this to be somewhat random because, if I'm doing this as both a role player as well as the person, as your, game master, referee, Star Wars, West End Game Star Wars, they always called us referees. Dungeons and Dragons, we were the dungeon master, to get, whatever you want to call us. Trying to keep this kind of fun and lighthearted, and yet kind of hit some subjects that might have actually come up in certain areas. Because let's face it, if you have places that just don't have as good a security, you might want to send people to places that have better security. So, and I know what was brought up in one of the novel series, that they did actually freeze prisoners in carbonite, and then they housed them in more or less prison warehouses. So this is kind of staying somewhat true to how the expanded universe was, but going from there. So with that being said, thank you so very much for joining us today. I do really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day, and keep wrecking.